Hey, hello everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out and waiting. Sorry, we're a few minutes late. Welcome to the TGS weekly stream. This is our
Uh,
this is our weekly get together where we sit down and we design tabletop RPG games. Uh, what we're going to be doing today, as you'll notice from the nothing in front of us, we don't actually have anything we're directly working on today. We're gonna be pitching some ideas for things to come. There's a couple items of business that we need to handle, but largely, this is going to be a pretty chill stream. So sound off in the comments. Let us know who's out there watching. I don't know, Corey, you mentioned a couple of items of business you wanted to discuss. Do you want to do that first, or do you want to give the overview of God and the Corpse first?
it's gonna naturally follow the overview. I'm sorry. Oh my god.
It's been a long day for both of us, folks. Sorry.
Yeah.
We're gonna be
So it's gonna naturally follow that. So it's predicated on that stuff.
Okay, cool. Then we'll go ahead and we'll just give the overview for God and a Corpse. So really great news. We have gotten, I think, what are we, over 850 downloads total now?
851.
851. So first of all, thank you so much. It warms our little hearts, or, whatever's in there. To hear that you guys liked our game so much. It means a ton. And on that note, we're looking at expanding God and a Corpse. We've never gotten this much attention for anything that we've made in the past, so we assume you want more of it. Right now, we're in the process of working on both a printer-friendly version for the PDF and also a hardcover book. Or a physical, a physical book. Sorry, no, not a hardcover. We're not rich. But a physical book that you can actually order, which hopefully we'll have on drive-thru relatively soon. We actually got some very interesting AI feedback on God and the Corpse, saying that apparently, I have no way of checking these numbers, but apparently the recurring downloads are very promising for this product. It's up there for the response.
No, and I think a part of that obviously is we did this as a game jam and they promoted everybody, so you're going to get a natural bump there, but it's still a significant amount, and I think it still warrants seeing if we can vendor it into anything.
Yeah.
And I think that we were talking about so this is something I've heard Kevin Crawford say, and I was talking to an AI and just brainstorming some stuff. And it also brought up, but if you want to stay relevant, the best way to stay relevant and maintain interest is to have a small release every month in a game. And Kevin Crawford says you should have one big release a year if you want to keep your game in functional. This also has the benefit of when you put out a game and you market it a little bit, even if you don't market it, you have a significant amount of people who have bought it already. They're going to see that pop up again. And so it also leads to more downloads of the original game, because people see this new product and they're like, oh, what's this? Oh, it's supplement for this. I'll pick this up and this up. Bada bing, bada boom. I think my big goal right now is getting over 1,000 downloads on the initial release we've done. I think we'll be just shy of it come the end of the month, but I expect we'll take over 1,000 after that. Which is, I know I'm saying this in a very exciting way.
we really are excited. It's just been a very long day. On that note, because we haven't been on stream for 2 weeks. We actually missed this when it initially came out. I just want to give a big shout out to the folks at Epic Table Games for they gave us a kick-ass review
Yes.
of God and a Corpse. Also, just as a little side note for both Corey and I, who hate D&D, the whole review is in context of like we do everything right that D&D does bad. So
Yeah.
we couldn't
That was
we couldn't
cool.
ask for a more accurate or better review. Thank you all so much.
Really appreciate it.
But yeah, so suffice it to say, I mean, I'm very much on board with that, right? Like, we've already crushed pretty much every milestone that I had envisioned for this game.
Yeah.
Everything we've done in the past has gotten, you know, a couple dozen downloads. So honestly, for me, when we hit 400, more than 500, my expectations for this game have already been wildly exceeded. So I'm really excited to see this get over 1,000, start putting out some new additional stuff for it.
Yes.
And it's really cool because one of the things we unintentionally did really well for this game is we set ourselves up with a very modular setting. You know, there's not really heavy lore in God and a Corpse. You just know the world's ended, but you don't even know how. But this sets us up for all kind of different setting primers in God and a Corpse. Personalized exploration tables to, you know, make a game even more specific to the kind of setting or scenario or environment that maybe a particular GM has.
Your flavor of Ruined Stars.
Yeah, exactly. I personally like the lemon lime, but you know, people are allowed to like all different kinds of flavors, and that's what makes the Ruined Stars such a great country.
I like peanut butter cup.
Solid choice. Absolutely. Controversial? Love the mint chocolate chip.
That is controversial. Go to hell.
Absolutely not. I will go to hell, and I will have my mint chocolate chip to keep me cool, and it'll be wonderful.
Take all your toothpaste ice cream. We don't want it.
Oh, yeah, it burns my sensitive little tongue. Oh, I need Reese's.
Tastes like
I need Reese's peanut butter cups.
I do need Reese's peanut butter cups.
Yeah, I shouldn't throw that stone because I also need Reese's peanut butter cups. But yeah, no, we're excited to delve more into this game. Just because I don't know, it's a neat thing.
I also think that like visually, I'm really excited for this because I think that like we were talking a little bit, just throwing some ideas around. I think that like we'll probably start off with like an adventurer's guide, which just be a bunch of rollable tables that Taylor made, and maybe not just rollable tables. Maybe we'll use the card system instead. I mean, that's 4 suits. Maybe stick to the cards. It doesn't really matter, right?
I've got a few ideas for how to delineate these things in my mind. So like it could be one or the other or a combination of both, depending on what direction we want to take it. I do think that keeping it in line with the deck of cards makes sense. But like I could definitely see where like we make it where the deck of cards is during play and the tables that you would roll on would be like pre-play, like setting something to help GMs just set up a scenario really quickly.
Sure.
But either way, that's a bit off in the distance. So I guess what I would say is the other thing we do need to address is that this does mean we're probably not going to participate in any game jams for the next minute or so while we get a couple of these things out. I know that Corey's already pitched me 2 splat books for gear and environments that I think just make logical sense. Those will probably be our next 2 big priorities, and then after that, we'll start looking into getting exactly.
And I have like I don't know I'm really excited because like the gear and the exploration tables, like we'll probably do those in the same blue tone with the like orange pop. But like I'm really excited to do like splat books because of how the design of this game looks. Is we have like monochrome with highlights, and then we have like the vectorized sorts of images. And I think that will go really well. Like if we do a noir setting, doing like, like black and grayscale and then like purple or white highlights. And like throwing like pork pie hats on these bad boys and calling it a day.
Love it.
And like, catering the exploration table to the genre that it's in, because like it's still going to be an exploration game. It is still a game that has the same core conceit that you were like AI in a ruined world or a ruined star system, and like, but like we could throw a fantasy flair on there. Like we could do a lot of aesthetic flavors and like cater to those genre aesthetics in like the exploration side of things, and we can represent those like by color. And I think it would be really cool to have like a collection of these splat books with the main book that are all like a different chromatic color.
I like that. Yeah. Eventually, when we're rich and famous, you'll be able to buy like a Technicolor box set of these things, and yeah, 1000%. No, I can see my crappy old Sin City graphic novels all in one with their black and white and then single color highlights.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think that like we like not only is our game striking, but like I think that like we are in a place where like the graphic design and the artwork can be like visually striking too, and in a pretty simple way. That's like kind of the benefit of doing this book. Is like it's not super difficult stuff for me to do. I probably go a little ham on the like design. Little things piss me off. As Taylor can probably.
If I have to get one more 3 a.m. text message about I can't get the goddamn rag on this page right.
Yeah, just like things out of order. Yeah, that shit, like, I don't know, man, it drives me nuts. Like, little bad boys.
Well, and like, I have no place to complain here, because if it's not as much work for you, it's fucking none for me. I just typed I type some shit in a Google Doc, and then Batya edits it, and then you do everything else. So yeah, no, I mean, it's very doable. I think is what we're getting at. We made the initial 20-page booklet in 2 months. There is no reason why we couldn't get. I mean, what do you expect this to be? Like 5 pages, 6 pages?
I think that the splat books will probably get to 10 pages, and I think that the like gear and exploration, each of those will probably be like 5 pages, something like that.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's pretty much where I had it in mind too.
Which is like the cool thing is we can do like a gear book or an exploration book catered to eventually catered to each kind of setting,
Oh, for sure.
Also, yeah. So thinking of that box set again, you get those one big guy, a half-size setting guy, and two little guys.
We're 800 downloads in, and already we're starting to talk about merchandising.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. I'm going to ride this gravy train to my grave. Let's go.
Well, I don't know. So I've never, released something, if you made a CD and you had 1,000 people get it in a month, is that crazy?
Yeah, dog.
Yeah.
So no, I mean, for context, when I released Love Yourself Too Much, that was my last album. That was fall of 2021. I think I only got 10 downloads. Like it got a good number of plays on Spotify. I think my top song on there got something in the neighborhood of like 1,000 plays, if I remember right, and that was in like the first month. And like that was cool. But those are also plays. That's not somebody like buying the album or even downloading the album, you know.
Right.
It had gotten put onto a couple of playlists and gotten shared that way. No, I mean this is insane by the standard of anything that I've produced. I've never had something take off like this.
Cool. So like, I don't know. We like, I don't know. I think we ride it. Like,
Yeah,
fucking that's how Mothership started, right? Like,
you gotta strike while the iron's hot, right? Like if not now, then when?
yeah.
Yeah. And what the fuck else? And what else are we doing?
Yeah.
Like,
And there's, I don't know, it's a neat concept. Like,
it is.
I think the body hopping side of it really is the, like, oh, cool. Like, it doesn't matter that it's AI, you know, that's neat, but, like,
Yeah.
it's cool that you, like, change bodies.
Well, you know, I've described the game to several people, and every time I've seen it's basically the same reaction. They're really intrigued by this idea of a game where death doesn't really matter. Like, that's something that has come up multiple times when I've described this to like my family, when I've described it to friends. Like that they routinely have noted on how different that sounds than any other game like this.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, like, high lethality games are, like, usually promoted as, like, it's high lethality, you can die. And it's like, yeah, that's great. Like, you can die in this game, too. It just don't fucking... It's irrelevant.
Well, yeah, it's like you will die, and that's actually a good thing in this game almost.
Yeah.
You know, it frees up those pips.
So I did want to say, what we need to start doing, obviously, is play testing.
Yeah.
And I think that in the past, we've let perfect get in the way of good. I'd like to run this game through its paces, even if it's just you and me, like, going through an adventure and just rolling the dice to see if things are feeling good, to see if things are, like, working the way we anticipated.
Okay.
And then anyone else we can grab a hold of, great. Like, awesome. More people, the better. But, like, at the very least, like, we need to get this first couple sessions of just you and I, like, if that's all we can get, sure. Just you and I just fucking trying to push through.
Okay. Yeah, I'm absolutely down with that.
Yeah.
We already did a little bit of that once when we were testing Dexploration, and it seems like this game is also unique in that it seems to really work as a single player thing too.
Sure.
So yeah, no, I'm very into it.
It would be neat to see if we could make a solo like game mode out of this too. Because solo RPGs got very big in COVID for some reason.
For some reason, it's like something happened or something.
Why did something happen? Is my favorite joke about COVID is my favorite thing to say. It's been a crazy couple years, huh? Why did something happen?
Why did something happen? But yeah, no, I think that you're absolutely right as far as like letting great get in the way of good.
Yeah,
I do feel like that's true. Like we've shot ourselves in the face a lot because I think what it is when it comes to actually playing TTRPGs, you and I are both very much like, we want to have something flashy and something like nice and presentable. And I know for me, when I've like GM'd these things on stream, I want them to have a really nice like cinematic feel to them.
Sure.
You know, and this is maybe where watching too much Adventure Zone and Critical Role and, you know, Dimension 20 or whatever has poisoned my brain, because you can absolutely just stream a regular fucking playtest, because the point is just
Yeah.
testing the mechanics. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You'll know immediately what does and does not feel good.
right. Well, and that's the point, right?
Yeah.
It's not. In a weird way, having too much flash and presentation may not even be a good thing, because it distracts from what the rules actually are.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like, I will say this: people are interested in like some of the concepts in the game and like some of the exploratory stuff in the game. Like, exploration gets hit on, and like
Yeah.
I was so wrapped up in like the pull and push of pips that like I'm honestly a little offended. I'm like, this is cool.
It's like, oh, okay, so nobody's going to talk about the ratio of pips to skills. You're all just going to brush over. Okay, that's fine. That was only the most stressful 3 days of my life. But I'm glad you think it's. But I'm glad you think it's fine.
Yeah, I just really like that like pull of the pips diminishing and like as you're filling out. I don't know. That's just satisfying to me.
Well, the review on Epic Table described it as a quote macabre D4 system, which is phenomenal. incredibly accurate.
I figured he was just talking about because it's corpse centric.
Oh, I assumed that it was because it was like entropic, like you're losing things as you are building up D4s. That was my interpretation, but I don't know.
I guess, but yeah, I don't know. I think this is the other thing that pulls people to this. It is called God in a Corpse, which is like I don't know. It draws the attention really well.
These are two game designers who come from the world of punk rock, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's
call it what it is.
Yeah. There are some things that just grab you from across the room, and I feel like God in a Corpse did that very, very well.
Hey, it's a 1.5-minute song for sure. This
easily. Oh my god. No, man. Well, I mean, like, there's a lot of truth to that, right? Like, so much of this stuff is just straight up marketing, right? Like,
yeah.
I made.
Well,
look at like Molgoths versus Visigoths. Like,
incredible.
That's a branding that, like, I don't give a shit who you are. You're at least gonna pick that up, because it's insane. It's bizarre. It's like, well, what the fuck actually is this? What does that look like? I have to at least know, even if I don't play the damn thing.
Yeah, I mean, Morkborg is the same thing. It is an aesthetic more than it is a game, right? Like, you can fit all of the rules of Morkborg. In fact, they sell an art-free version, and not even sell. They have a free art-free version on their website. The rules of Morkborg fit on one page, but like,
that's actually pretty incredible. I haven't seen that.
But like the book itself is like rad. Like,
oh, the book is dope as hell. I got,
yeah.
I don't know if we talked about it. I actually got it for like my birthday this year.
Awesome.
Completely at random. I hadn't told Leslie I was interested in it or anything. She just saw it and was like, oh yeah, Taylor would be into that. And yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, it's so much more, it really is more like a stylistic, it looks like an art book more than it does, more than it does a tabletop book, which I think is just fucking cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, I don't know. So, we're in the, I think we're, I don't know. It's too bad. I think Drew would have been excited about this.
Drew, if you're watching this, we never would have got here without you, buddy. Thank you so much.
We did delete our Twitter.
I know you're not going to be pleased with that.
Had to do it.
Yeah. Hopefully
more social
media accounts follow.
We should get on Mastodon, honestly. There's like I know it's like a bit more disjointed, but like there's a bunch of big tabletop guys who like are huge on Mastodon.
It at least, like, I don't know, Mastodon, I have an account for Hear Me Monsters, and like it's at least a little less depressing than like every other social media account is.
Well, it's like more catered to like what you're doing, right? Like,
yeah,
you're
very much.
You're networking within those circles.
Yeah. Now, my biggest criticism of Mastodon is that sometimes it feels almost like LinkedIn in that way, where clearly networking is kind of the main, raison d'etre. But otherwise, I don't know. It's cool, and it's what's the word? Disconnected, like non-centralized, decentralized social media. Like I think that's
decentralized.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. It is inherently not hierarchical, which I agree with.
Yeah, no, for sure. For reasons.
I don't know. So yeah, I think we're gonna keep doing like some RPG reviews while we do this kind of stuff, though.
Yeah.
I've got a couple actually that I want to scope out that I'm gonna buy. I think, just because they're interesting. I want to check out what was it called? Hold on. You talk about Rhode Island. It's neither a road nor an island. Discuss.
I feel like you covered it.
I stole that from that Michael Myers character on SNL.
Which one? Oh wow, Jesus Christ! Definitely went to the. No, I went to the Michael Myers of horror fame.
Whoa! What?
Yeah, no, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, did they do like a promo thing where Michael Myers hosted SNL?
They did a comedy special?
Because that honestly would be pretty good.
No one talks about this part of me.
Yeah, right? No, like his opening monologue is literally just him coming out front and just standing there with a knife. Like, five solid minutes, and the crowd, I think that the crowd reacts like he is telling jokes, like every 30 seconds to a minute they all burst out into laughter, and then they all like clap at the end, and it goes to commercial break. I've let this bit go on too long, is what I'm learning, and I don't have a punchline for it. So I'm gonna hope that you find what you're looking for.
Yeah, I want to check out Aberrant, which it was like White Wolf. It was a White Wolf game using their storyteller system, but it was outside of the like horror White Wolf games. It was in their. They made this pulp game called Adventure. And then that was set in like the 20s or something, and then this was set after the fact, in like 2008, and it was about like mutants basically happening. And then they have like a sci-fi game that is set after that, like where like the advent of like psionics and stuff. But Aberrant, so they had like the White Wolf system. Then they, in like when D&D 3.5 was huge, they did like a D20 system because everybody did. And then they did just recently in 2021, Onyx Path got the rights to it, and they released a new Aberrant system with their like modified version of the storyteller system. So I definitely want to check that out. It seems really cool. I've never played one of the Onyx Path version of like those games, but they seem cool. They've also like tried to like remove most of like the problematic stuff, but in turn also like had a problematic dude accidentally like make a game that like is actually super kind of, it's an interesting read, but it's kind of fucked up, like because he was clearly writing about himself. It's wild. It is also like their least playable game because it just doesn't like make a lot of sense. We'll get into it.
On the note of least playable games, we should look at Seed at some point.
We should do nightmare sessions.
I actually don't hate that idea. I would love to do nightmare sessions at some point.
So this is an idea I had a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, 4 years ago, something like that.
Did you have it that long ago?
Yeah, it was early on when we were playing because, like, we were big on the idea of like podcasting games.
We did talk about that a lot with the old group. I do remember that now. Yeah.
Yeah, because we were all into like watching
Adventure Zone.
Like, yeah,
it was. Yeah, no, I mean that was one of the things that like glued our old group together. Was like every week before session we'd be like, "Yeah, did you hear the new Adventure Zone?" So yeah, no, it's the curse of all white men. Is we're drawn to podcasts like moths to a flame.
I'm on audiobooks now.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, there you go.
Well, you're not. No, I mean like
older or whiter.
Both actually, but no, I actually. Well, no, I actually meant making podcasts, right? Like it's
I'm making audiobooks.
I hope you do. I hope you are.
Books? No. No, just the audio part.
I mean, you can sign up. You can sign up to like read for, Audible or whatever.
No, I'm making my own audiobooks. But I'm also not writing them.
That's good. So it's literally just 7 hours of you being like, and then this happened, and then this
It's fucking nuts.
Guys, it was the craziest thing you don't even understand. The
Anyways,
narrator of the audiobook being like, you had to be there.
Well, that's H.P. Lovecraft. Honestly, like I love some Lovecraft stories, but the end of every Lovecraft story is essentially like, and then it got so crazy you couldn't even believe it.
Yeah, it's better. It's a better told version of a 5-year-old's horror story.
He does a good job of setting up like horror and world building, but then it just gets so fucking. It's like you couldn't even imagine it. Well, could you tell me so I could try? No, it was too crazy.
Nah, like it would break your brain even to try to comprehend it. So like, what is it though? It's a squid man. It's a big squid man.
Yeah, dude, it's like, oh man, like it's one of my honestly like that fact about Lovecraft is probably my favorite thing about Lovecraft. It's like, or like Stephen King brings this up in his book on writing, where he's like, there's like 3 things you can be good at in writing. You can be good at description, you can be good at narration, or you can be good at dialogue. Nobody is good at all of these things, so pick the ones you're good at and specialize.
Yeah.
He's like, Lovecraft is a perfect example of this. His early stories have some dialogue in them, and it's fucking atrocious. It's like just not good. And you know what he does eventually? Stops writing it.
Just removes dialogue. Yeah. That is true. There's like none in like his most popular stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Fair.
So Nightmare Sessions was me finding all of the most like insane, hard to play, like just like dense, voluminous, or like just like here's the thing. I don't want to do this in a way that is like I don't want to shit on anyone for creating something, because like I think that it takes chutzpah to put yourself out there and like spend the time making something. But sometimes,
and not to mention, these systems are fucking complicated. Like nobody gets that better than us, but we do understand it better than most people. Like, it's fucking hard. We tried to make Vault Peddlers for 2 years, and like we still don't have a game we really love out of it. Like, it's so
Yeah.
hard. Anyways, continue.
So yeah, I don't want to do it in like a cruel way, although like some games deserve the derision. Fatal, I'm looking at you. You deserve every bit of derision you have. But you know, I would like to like try to approach and like play one of these games, or like do it like occasionally, and just like break everyone's brain around a table. Just see everyone have a bad turn. it's kind of fun, right? Like,
This is so yeah, this series would be if you're the kind of person who loves sitting down and watching like shitty horror movies or whatever. This is the
Yeah.
tabletop version of that. Like,
yeah.
this is going to scratch that itch. But yeah, no, like, I don't know. Corey and I have both been fans of the Final Fantasy video game series for like as long as we've known each other. And Final Fantasy has a TTRPG game, which is not often talked about. And apparently the reason for that is it's fucking insane.
Yeah, so it's decentralized. First off, it's not like an official game by any means.
Well, yeah, I was about to say it's not from what is it, Square Enix or
No.
whoever makes them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks not. I mean, like, it doesn't even have a rule book. It's got like a wiki with
Holy shit! I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, like you regularly get into like 5 digits worth of damage. Like it's nuts. And it's called Seed, which like if you played Final Fantasy VIII, yeah. I don't know. And like I think the like shitty horror movie thing is an apt comparison, because like watching a shitty horror movie or any shitty movie, there's 2 different levels of it, right? Like there's like, this is shitty and boring, or this is shitty and like fun.
Yeah, exactly.
And like shitty and fun is great. Like, I mean, like you can have a good time with that. Shitty and boring is fairly unacceptable.
Yeah, shitty and boring is the worst. When you sit down to watch like a bad horror movie and it's very bad but not in an entertaining way.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy, that's a rough like, you know, hour and a half, 2 hours that you're just never getting back. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, thank y'all.
But
Oh, and there was another game I wanted to check out.
Yeah.
One Roll engine, and it's on a what's it on? So it's the One Roll engine, which has like a bunch of different games on it. It's what do you call it? What do you call setting agnostic kind of thing? It's setting agnostic. That's
okay.
the word.
I was gonna say that's just the word, right? Like,
Yeah. But there's like a superhero game on there that looks interesting, and then like the setting itself has like, or maybe it's the engine has like roles that you make as a GM that introduce like year by year narratives to the game that like change the state of play in the setting, the setting sandbox, which I think's really cool. I like those tools, so I think it would be neat to look at.
yeah, that'd be cool. So I guess that what we're getting at is, I mean, this is kind of what to expect over the next little bit here. We'll probably be alternating streams either in the middle of or just alternating them between weeks where, we're, 1 week we're looking at Seed and the next week we're working on a Splat book and whatever. We are still on just kind of logistical matters. We are still going to be keeping to a 3-stream a month schedule. We're taking 1 week off a month to just chill the fuck out because we're not good at that and we both need to get better at it. So that's what we're doing. And yeah, is there anything else you want to do on this stream, or?
I don't know. No, I guess not. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just we could you know what we could do. I'm just like brainstorming fun things that we could do. We could do like universe generation for Stars Without Number. I think that would be a fun one we could do. Although I think Traveler has like a planet generation system and shit too, which we have already reviewed part of Traveler.
Well, I was
It
going to
would
say, we
probably
already,
make sense to-
yeah, we already dove into Traveler. If it's got something like that, I'd be down to give that a go. Do you want to do that tonight?
No, probably not. Probably going to take too much time. Well, I mean, we've only been on 46 minutes. Let's take a peek at it.
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna take a peek at some. I'm gonna take a peek at some games. I'm gonna
Games.
drive through here.
You should have the Traveler book.
Oh yeah, no. I was gonna let you pull it up and look for it, and while you did that, I was gonna look for other games.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, there we go. All right, so... Oh, yeah, World and Universe Creation, page 246.
Yeah, see? See?
Well,
I don't know why I said it so
I
accusatory.
was going to say, that was very aggressive, but okay.
I didn't. Okay. Man, a lot of people did skulls and spacesuits, which I guess like skulls and spacesuits is a pretty good look. I did it, so
I was going to say, I don't feel like you can blame them too much for it.
no, I like very specifically not blaming them. I'm like, I don't know, I kind of we fell in. It's a cool. I mean, I don't know what draws. Why can't I never remember words?
You're telling me, man. I have no idea. Like, it's the GM's curse to have to talk forever, but also not know words. And it's, like, literally the worst part of my life. Like, I remember last week, I was narrating something with, like, emotional weight to it, and I couldn't remember the fucking word I was trying to think of. And I was trying to hold it out for, like, a dramatic pause or whatever while I thought of the word, and I couldn't.
Yep. Progenitor. That was the other one. Progenitor.
What is this?
Which is it's a setting for like a one-roll engine game. It's one of those things that if I ever wanted to play in our group, I would get some eye rolls for, because you have to get, you know, the one-roll engine book, which is like the book that the engine's on. Then you have to get the game book, which is like the game that is built off. Arguably, you probably don't need the base one-roll engine. You can probably just get the game book that's based on it. But then you also have to get the setting book. It's like when we played Deadlands, and we had to get, like, you know, Savage Worlds and the Deadlands book, and then, like, yeah.
Yeah.
It elicits eye rolls.
I was gonna say, I can feel the blood draining out of my body right now. Like,
Yeah, it's best I've found to not tell people about it. Just like, hey, I threw a couple books up for you guys.
you can take a look at them or don't. It doesn't matter.
I mean, like, with the poison in my body that is needing to play a lot of games, like, I have taken it on myself that, like, if I want people to play games with me, and I want to play the diverse array of games that I want to play, I cannot expect everyone to learn the game that I am going to learn. I can expect them to learn through play, but I cannot expect them to come to the table with the knowledge, right?
Yeah, no, I completely get that. It's like, you've got to, as long as I can tell you what to do, and as long as you're cool with me telling you what to do, this is going to go as smooth as it can possibly go, right? Otherwise,
Yeah.
you've got to read the book. This is why Shayna is like a perfect player in this regard, because Shayna doesn't read shit.
No, shouldn't care.
For as much as she reads other things, she will not read a TTRPG book.
She will read she'll read something if you tell her it's like pertinent and you have to do it. She's good at that kind of homework, but she doesn't give a shit about mechanic.
No.
Yeah.
But what she's very good at is just being like, I want to do this. She'll describe
Yes.
it narratively, and she'll just say, what do I roll? And I tell her, and she does
Tell
it.
her.
And she's like, what can I do with these dice? And I'm like, you can do this. And she's like, I will do that.
Great. That is what I would like to do. Yeah, it is it's a powerful playstyle.
Yeah, no, it,
What's this game called?
I'm sorry?
Your Traveler.
This is Traveler, yeah.
It's not a great start that I'd had.
Really wish they would.
Design their book better.
Well, it's just something where I need a design. You're giving me a lot of tables and a lot of paragraph descriptions and all that stuff. A lot of this is super usable, but,
Look at these sexy ass lines.
right? Like, they can get it.
The cat people.
Yeah. Yeah.
I stand by what I said.
Oh, what, am I gonna get shamed now? Yeah, no, I mean, I just don't understand quite how this is supposed to be laid out. Like,
Yeah, it's I was gonna say it's an older book, but it isn't.
looking at it, I think it's doable. I don't want to do it tonight. It looks like it's too much. It's too much to just take on. But this would be a cool thing for us to do next week, though. Like,
Sure. Yeah.
I can, we can both read through this section and sit down and make our own little universe.
Well, I think next week we should probably play test.
Well, yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah, but like we didn't follow up with this and take a week off from playtesting, and then maybe try playtesting again, or and if anyone's interested, like if you want to playtest on stream, obviously connect with us. If you want to playtest with us not on stream, I will free up time and make sure that happens.
Absolutely.
If you would like to playtest our game and just let us know how it went without us being involved, do it.
That's the most exciting for us, in all honesty. Now, if you want to play test our game and like maybe you have questions about like you're not sure how something is run, reach out to us and let us know. Like we are more than happy to give you that guidance.
Tell
whatever
us
we can
specifically where you were confused.
Yeah, so that we can fix it.
And
but yeah.
if you find anything in the book that doesn't work, let me know.
Also true, yeah. So I think that with that... Oh, what's up?
Real quick, I actually do have a project for you.
Oh, okay. What's up?
So I think that we'll probably have to do an updated version of the book, and part of that means that I think we should make an index for our book now that we no longer need 20 pages only. And Taylor, remember what you said.
Fine. It's a 20-page book. It shouldn't be horrible. I'll figure it out. Jesus Christ, this is going to be terrible.
I know. Making an index is literally a nightmare.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to see if there's like resources for that, but no, it's fine. I'll put it on my agenda.
The benefit for you is the digital one I'll have to do like physically. like hyperlinking and stuff. But I'll need all that information in order to do it. So
well, I guess even if I did hyperlink in the Google Doc, you would still probably need to.
Yeah, you'll have to like
it.
get a version of the book and like, make notation for me.
Yeah. Okay.
And like maybe lay something out so I can see at the back. Or like probably the best way to do it would be like have the index at the back with the page for each time, something was referenced, and
yeah,
and then I could just build it from there.
Oh my god.
I know.
It's like,
sorry.
It's a 20-page book and I'm terrified now. Okay, cool. On that, now that you guys all got to see me,
just get the wind out of your sails.
Yeah, just die a little inside. I guess that's it for our stream tonight.
Really for the rest of our lives.
Just a deep sigh. Thank you so much for watching. No, thank you all so much for watching. If you are just tuning in, sorry, this was a short one. I'm Taylor, that's Corey. We're both halves of TGS Games, and on this stream, we make tabletop RPGs. You can check out our newest game, God and a Corpse. It is available for free or whatever you want to pay, if you want to throw us a little something, on DriveThruRPG. You can find the link for that in our bio. And yeah, we stream 3 Wednesdays a month, 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're not on most social media, but you can find us here. We might have a Mastodon account at some point. But yeah, beyond that, I don't really care. Message us at terramundigames@gmail.com, or you can send us a DM here through Twitch or on our DriveThruRPG channel. All of that being said, thank you all so much for tuning in, and we will talk with you next week. Bye!